Hello everyone and welcome to Nat One. It's Monday evening and we are playing Wild Beyond the Witchlight. Up till now, let's just think, what happened last session? Well, I'll let you know. I'll tell you, I'll inform you. So, the
Oh,
party
please do.
have been, right, first of all, Holland and Ugley have been swept away by a tornado, right? Who knows where they could possibly be, right? Who's got a single clue? Not me. And certainly not Lauren, who's here. By the way, everybody, Lauren's back after two
Yay!
sessions away. We've got Lauren and Holland back. Thank God for that. Anyway, these three idiots have been doing other things in the meantime. So, first of all, they met the Queen of the Corrid, Zargantal, and her cousin Jagu, and those two are leaders of two separate Corrid clans. Now, there's an issue. Number one, they believe that the Briganox are working with Enderlin. The Briganox are like these little mouse creatures that work in a mine, and my goodness me, do they mine to all hours of the night, pissing off those corrids all day long, all night long. And they go, hey, right, they're working for Enderlin. They've got an architect that works for Enderlin at Enderlin's house, right? And what they do is they make horrible contraptions out of, get this, the Corrid's actual hair. Now, the Corrid's hair is like long metal steel rope, like sort of dreadlock style things. And Enderlin herself chopped with her magic scissors, you know those scissors that can chop a shadow from somebody, which is what's happened to Gleam, by the way, and you know that. Those magical scissors can chop very many things, not just shadows from people, but also metal hair from Corrids. So Enderlin's come down, chop the hair off, and she uses that hair for ropes and shit in her theatre. Obviously, the Corrids are pissed off about that, thinking that the Briganox were working for Enderlin. So they go and investigate the Briganox. So they get there, and it's a whole place of, like, gemstone. Like, there's no stone walls here, it's just gems. They get in there, and there's a bit of stuff to do with wishes. It's all a bit complicated and stuff. But they find out, essentially, that these guys just mine the rock. They mine the gem stuff, they refine it, and they send it to the boss, Obud, who lives in a house on top of a pony, on top of the back of a pony. By the way, these creatures are very small, very mouse-like. And he appraises these gems and decides how much they're worth, considering Molliver, who is currently there, he's a member of the Valor's Call. Now, they're a good person in the good side of things. You know about the Valor's Call and you know about the League of Malevolence. Well, they're part of Valor's Call and they're protecting the Briganox because they believe that, obviously, the Briganox are very small, they can't really fight or anything like that, so they need protection. But Molliver brought capitalism to the Briganox by informing them about gold. They had no idea about that. So since then, Obud, the boss appraisal guy, has been deciding how much certain wishes are worth. Now, the main takeaway here is this. There are 3 wish stones in Obud's house that we're currently appraising. One worth 500 gold, belonging to Briganox 38, one worth 100 gold, belonging to Briganox 17, and another worth another 100 gold, belonging to Briganox number 2. Now, Briganox 38's gem was worth more because it was a wish made by a child. So these gems contain wishes, where if you make a wish on the material plane, the Feywild, the Shadowfell, Earth, all your wishes will go to this mine, right? You mine them, and then your wish is contained inside. And when that wish comes true, the wish will disappear. So, like, the little glowing orb will disappear. So, there is a wish inside they found out that was Holland's wish, which was to be happy on his first day back on his home plane. And that is still active. It's still there. Like, the wish hasn't been fully granted yet. They also found that the second wish was a wish by a fairy by the name of Skek, which, when Obud was appraising it, said it was made in a mountainous landscape, and the wish was, I wish I could find him here. And the other wish was a brown-coloured wish by Octavia, which was, I hope me and Archie can get together one day. Sorry, I wish me and Archie would get together one day. But they decided to make their own little wishes up and then swap the wish stones. So they actually ended up trading. They left Holland's there, interestingly, but they took Skek's and they took Octavia's, swapping for wishes that they made, which we won't get into right now. But that's how that worked. Anyway, they came out of there happy with what they've done, and then they went and started on these Corrid camps because the Corrid leader, the ones with the long metal hair, the queen of those said that they were all displaced and all sort of split up everywhere because of the way that Enderling's ruling the place. Some of them are really scared, etc. So they go to one camp. There's a coward there who doesn't feel very confident. They solve a puzzle for her and get something out of it. Great stuff, nice one. They solved the slate camp. Then they go to Granite Camp, where they're all pissed off and that they can't do any activities. And then they all play games with them and then make them happy. And then they solved the Granite Camp. After that, they found a camp of their own, which looked very much similar to the Slate Camp. But who's counting, eh? You know, who's watching? Who minds? It doesn't matter. So they all sit down around this camp, and they all get snuggled up and go to sleep. Gleam takes a mask off and has a confusing conversation with Aerith. And Octavia and Archie have the cutest little interaction where Archie and Octavia sort of share things that they have in common. Also do a little bit of trauma dumping, but in a nice way. Yeah, they do a sweet little bit of trauma dump. But Archie comes around to the idea that, you know, that her love is his love, and there's nothing else that sort of could get in the way of that. So that was a nice little hurrah moment for Archie's realisation. So anyway, that's a very large recap, mainly for Lauren, just so you know where everyone got to, etc. But yeah, so you've all fallen asleep. And the night is quite uncomfortable. It's quite disturbing with the fact that lightning strikes around the place pretty much constantly. To a point where if you're unable to cast something that might protect you from this annoying sound, or to figure out a way to, you know, make it so that you're not as disturbed, you might not get a full rest. So is there anything you can do to sort of prevent this from happening? Because, like, Flopsy, say, for example, lightning would strike and rouse you from your sleep, and you'd be like, you know what I mean?
Aerith is going in the hole, so she won't hear shit.
Oh, yeah.
The ravine?
The hole, yeah. Oh, by the way, when they were in the Granite Camp, they won 2 magical items. Aerith won oh my god, what's it called? Portable hole. Yeah. Aerith won a portable hole, and Flopsy won a cube of force. And also, Flopsy did also get a necklace that makes him not... He can drop frightened as a condition as an action on his turn. Yeah, so... Yeah, as you're roused from sleeping, it's very disrupted because of the lightning. What are you going to do?
Before we go to sleep, Flopsy will cast Deafness on himself. Choose to fail the thing for that.
Choose to fail,
then he's going to remember that he has friends and turn to everyone as they're rousing. Hey, would anybody like me to cast this on them? I couldn't sleep very well, so I decided to make myself not hear the lightning.
Aerith sticks her head up out of the ground. What?
Oh.
Would you I'm just presumably shouting for the rest of this. Would you like me to cast Deafness on you? The lightning is a bit too much for me. I was wondering if it was a bit too much for everybody else.
After a minute of you shouting, you can hear everyone again.
Oh, well, that wasn't exactly a very permanent solution, was it? He then takes bits of fabric out of his bag and stuffs them into his ears.
Yeah, that's probably more like it. It's not just spells. You can do whatever you want to not hear things.
Aerith's gonna pick up Gleam and look at her and be like,
put hey, Gleam in your
Gleam is literally like turned around, like when she'd turned around. She's turned around and like put both of her fingers in her ears.
Gleam, I tap her on the shoulder.
She turns around and she's like, "What?
Would you like to join me in the hole? You might be able to get a better rest."
No, she just turns around and puts her fingers in her ears again. Like, she's just like a bit sulky as she like flings her body around, away from everybody. And, like, she picks up the pillow and, like, puts it right over her head.
Let's see. Do you have some way to, not hear the noise, Octavia?
I don't know. And she, like, pulls open Goober's hands, and she's, like, puts them around your head and, like, squeezes them against your ears. Does that work? It doesn't.
Um, not quite. But I do actually have these spectacles in the shape of butterflies. And if I have them like away from me, I can't hear. But I want to. I mean, maybe you can put these the tips of Aerith's gloves in your ears, and that will help.
What? What do you mean, the tips of Aerith's gloves? What are you talking about?
Remember, Aerith got like some gloves knitted for her or something.
Yeah, Nana
yeah.
knitted me gloves, and
Oh,
she
yeah.
got
Aerith
fingertips.
cut the tips off.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
that's
okay.
one of my trinkets.
Okay. All right, okay. So what, to put the edges of the glasses into your ears?
No, to put the fingertips in
Oh
hers. So
right, I see. I thought you were mixing the glasses then. Right, so the fingertips can go in Octavia's ears, and you're going to put the glasses on, right?
I'm gonna. Oh, yeah.
Is that right?
I thought it was like if they were 5 feet away from me, then I can't hear.
Yeah, you have to be away from people.
Is there any shrub or moss around?
Yeah, you can scout around and find some.
Yeah, I'd like to do that, and then tap Gleam on the shoulder again.
She literally pulls like a pillow off really stressfully, and you see like her hair is all sort of like in her face. She like brushes it away really quick, and she's like, "I'm trying to sleep."
I was trying to help. I'll take like a giant clump of moss and like rip it in half and hand it to her, and she's like, "Maybe use these to plug your ears if you don't want to go in the hole, or you can have the hole and I'll plug my ears, or just something. I just want to make sure you get a good night's rest."
I know you're trying to help me, but I've got it covered. And she retreats to like putting her fingers in her ears and the entire pillow over her head. She looked really annoyed that you keep waking her up. Like, yeah, she's literally like as soon as she turns around, you just hear like a like a huge sigh.
Archie,
Oh, hi.
I see you have Octavia covered, but here, and I'll hand you the moss.
Oh, you know what? I'm fine, but hey, why don't you sleep with these glasses on?
Oh yeah, so that you don't have to be apart from Octavia. Yeah, the hole remains open. It's not soundproof. Like the hole is like an open hole. Like it doesn't shut behind you.
Well, no, I know that. I mean, I'm handing Archie the moss so that she can plug her ears.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all good, Aerith, but you should put these glasses on.
What do they do?
Well, if you put the glasses on and you don't sleep near me, then I can not hear anything. But you're gonna have to give them back to me in the morning.
Oh wait,
otherwise...
no, that's not how it works. It's the first person to touch the item. No, it's you. It will always be you. The first person to touch the item is deafened when they are more than 5 feet away from it.
That's right. That's why I'm giving them to Aerith.
But it makes no difference to Aerith. Like,
No.
Yeah, right, I get it. Oh, so Aerith keeps the moss, and Aerith takes the glasses away from you, so you can be deaf. Right, yes.
Well, we gotta follow the rules of the Feywild here, and I'll still hand you the moss.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. That makes
Just
sense.
make sure you give it back to me in the morning. I'm gonna knit it into a scarf.
Oh, absolutely. Make sure you give those back.
Okay. And she'll like put the cool shades on and dive into the hole.
As soon as you move away, Archie's entire like hearing just disappears. Okay, so yeah, you've all taken appropriate sort of. Well, Flopsy, what were your thing again?
Just stuffing his ears with bits of clothing.
Bits of clothing, yeah. Just like a t-shirt out of one ear and like pants out of the other. Yeah, he's like a fashion.
Then he uses another pair of
this.
pants to like tie a bandana around to hold him in place.
Hey, oh, I've done
Archie
that.
Archie puts the moss in Goober's ears.
Oh, that's cute. Palinella and oh gosh, that were a loud noise. Palinella and Amador don't really need to, because Palinella's a bee and she can sleep through anything, and she probably isn't going to sleep the whole night, and Amador is a flower and doesn't have ears, so... Yeah.
How
So
the
anyway,
fuck can he hear? How can he hear us?
It
magic.
doesn't matter.
Okay.
He has like an aura of I don't know, attunement. I don't know. He can attune to whoever he's listening to. Okay,
We got to attune to Amador.
so you sleep. You have a long, stressful night sleeping, but you still get your long rest, right? It's still it's still tossy and turny. It sometimes gets a bit sweaty in the night. It doesn't rain, thank God. But when you wake up, it's just as dark as it was before. Like it's almost like you've still woke up and it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, and you're like, is this the right time? Have I had enough rest? Like, but you know that you have had a long rest. It just feels weird to wake up at night time. Gleam is already because she's. We'll sort the elves out first. Gleam is like off, sort of doing her own thing. She's like doing some sort of like handstands against this like sort of rock, and like bending her legs so that one goes one way and one goes like behind her, and like keeping it in a specific shape. And then she starts doing a bit of yoga and shit. Octavia, what did she say she was gonna do in the morning? I forgot. Last night she said, Peach.
Oh.
She said she'd wake you up or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, but after I've had my long rest.
Oh yeah,
presume.
obviously. She's gonna have been pissing about, scouting about for food. And I think, yeah. When you wake up, she's cooking. Right, go on, Aerith. What are you doing?
Aerith's going to take the glasses off and set them down 10 feet away from, or 6 feet away from Archie. Got a quarantine. And then come over and be like, hey, Gleam, sorry that I was annoying last night. I kind of realized that after a minute.
Okay. She sort of like unfolds out of a position that she's in. She like just stands up and she like sort of shakes her arms like in her muscles and stuff as though that's like a main concern. She like pulls one of her legs up behind her back, like sort of like to stretch her leg out.
Whoa!
And
can I try that?
You sure? No one's stopping you.
Yeah, Aerith will stand at the edge of the cliff and do the same things that Gleam was doing.
Roll an acrobatics check.
It's gonna go great.
It's mid, you know what I mean? It's like you're not out of balance at all. Like you can balance on one leg well enough to lift it up, but like your like arm like reaches out to balance yourself just a little bit too like immaturely, not as graceful as it could be. But you know you're pretty solid. She is nonchalant about it. She's just continuing to do her own stretching.
You know, despite how bleary it is here, it also has a sort of serene beauty to it, don't you think?
Well, if there was a moon, perhaps it would shed its light in a beautiful way, but there's nothing. She looks up and you see like there's just fuck all in the sky. It's just pure blackness, except for these thick grey clouds that like occasionally light like within like bloom with lightning, like you can feel how tight they are, and you can feel that tightness of pressure in the atmosphere of like you'd get regular headaches in Yom. It's a really close storm feeling, you know. So she kind of looks around and she's like, and sometimes I think that you're living in a fantasy land, trying to make everything look like good when it's not. You know that it's okay to just accept that things are terrible at the moment, and that's okay as well. She gives you this really like condescending look, as if to be like, oh, you're really young and I'm much more mature than you.
This kind of comes back to what I told you last time, you know? I know what my goal is. I know that I'm here with my friends. We're here to rescue the people that we care about, including your sister. And, you know, being upset about it the whole time isn't going to change the reality. It's either we're going to go and win or die, happy, or we're gonna go in and die sad. And I make the conscious choice to be happy. It's not everybody's, but it's mine, and I stick to it.
And I make the conscious choice to not have to make a choice and just be who I am. And this is who I am.
And this is who I am. And Aerith kind of does that, like, this is me look. Where, like, holds out her arms, and she's like, and if people aren't okay with that, I don't let it bother me.
How lucky it is to be so on show that people can see you for who you are at all times. And she sort of, like, packs up her stuff and, like, fucking throws a, like, towel over her shoulder and cockily walks back. Sits down next to Octavia and just quietly eats some food. Flopsy, what are you doing?
Aerith's just gonna sit at the edge of the cliff.
Yeah. Flopsy, what are you doing?
Flopsy will start to stir, kind of pat around the floor a little bit, turn to everyone kind of smiling, and then suddenly look a little bit concerned. Can anybody else hear anything? I can't hear anything. I think I've gone oh, wait. He pulls everything off of his head. That was actually a surprisingly decent night's sleep, considering, looks around at the darkness that still surrounds them. Considering all of this.
Yeah, I mean, like, us three don't really, like, need to sleep, but, like, sometimes hearing stuff is really annoying when you're trying to trance, so I use these, and she picks up the little fingertips of the gloves. They've, like, got a little bit of, like, wax on.
Oh.
Yeah. We're keeping it real.
Rather ingenious.
Uh-huh. And Archie, she, like, looks over at Archie. Apparently these glasses make them deaf, so she's just gonna, like, nudge the glasses a foot closer to Archie and be like, "Hey, Archie!"
Oh, but Jesus. Oh, hi, everyone. Oh, hi, Octavia. Hi, Flopsy. Hi, Gleam.
Morning, Archie.
Morning. Gleam just, like, nods at you, and then just returns to her food.
What's cooking? Good looking. Not too delicious.
Well, I found some shrooms that, don't worry, they're not campestries. And I also found a little bit of this, like, leafy stuff. I don't know what it is. It kind of looks like spinach, but I don't know what it is. I made sure to taste it and stuff. Like, I know what I'm doing. Don't worry, it's not poisonous. And then that's all I managed to find. She looks a bit disappointed, but, like, it's fucking Yon. You know what I mean? There's not much here. Immediately, fucking Amador wakes up and he's like, "Ah, what a wonderful..." He looks around and he's like, "Oh, we're still here." Oh, well, maybe one day we'll visit the garden, Polynella. And then he's going to continue talking to Polynella about the garden and canoodling in a really gross and overly PDA way. Yeah. She buzzes off and goes to find her own stuff and eats a few bits of moss.
Well, I mean, I suppose I'll eat some of the spinach, but I can't really eat mushrooms.
Okay. Sorry, I that's all I could find.
Oh, no. You don't have to apologize. I should probably wake Goober up. I put the little moss in his ear, so he probably isn't even awake right now.
Yeah, and as she turns around to look at Goober, like, you can see her head turns fully over her shoulder, and she's like, "Is Aerith okay?" She flings round to look at Gleam, and Gleam just shrugs, like, whatever.
Aerith, should we go talk to her?
At this point, you would... How are you feeling, Aerith?
Aerith's kind of like... She recognizes what Gleam is saying and, like, takes it a bit to heart. Like...
Mm-hmm. You know what that means?
Is Aerith... Like, I think I know what it means.
Yeah, you know what that means. Yeah, I'll sort you out. Squiddly-dee, squiddly-dee, and represents.
Yeah, she's kind of just thinking like, am I really super naive, and would it be better to just accept our fate? Like, this is 3 fully grown hags we're talking about.
Mhm.
Oh no, she's Winter Aerith.
I think we should probably go and, or at least one of us, and speak to her. Are you sure she didn't say anything bad this morning, Gleam? Octavia, you were both awake before I was.
Gleam just shakes her head, and she looks a bit like she's rolling her eyes a little bit. But then she just ignores the question and like picks up a mask and puts it back on. After she's finished eating, of course.
Yeah, come on, Flopsy and Octavia. We should probably go talk to her, but I'll just stand a little bit back.
Hey.
Morning, Aerith.
Good morning.
And what a lovely morning it is.
Technically, it's not even morning, it's eternal darkness.
It can still be morning in eternal darkness.
Yeah, even though the sun's not shining, then we can still have a great day. Ain't that right, everyone?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I think that maybe we're being a bit too naive about the entire situation.
I
Do
mean, you know what? Maybe you're right. But what's better than being that like this is to be hopeful.
Hope?
That's right. Hope.
Oh. What are we hoping for? That we don't get immediately slaughtered by Endlin and her sisters?
Yep, that's one of
Among
the
other-
things
other
we're
things,
hoping
yes.
for. I'm hoping that we see Holland today.
That'd be nice, I suppose. I mean, I'd like to know what they're up to.
It'd be great.
It's just, I wonder, like, is us acting all flippant and stuff, like, it almost does seem like we're not concerned about what's going on from an outside perspective.
And who's the outsider? Gleam?
She completely ignores everyone.
Well, I see what's going on here. But you don't have to listen to what Gleam says. She's not right about everything.
Well, I mean, in this instance, she's right. I mean, we're acting all happy-go-lucky and, like, things of that nature, but at the end of the day, aren't we in over our heads? Like,
No.
How does that make her right, Aerith? I mean, we are here, aren't we? Being hopeful is what's driven us this far. We're still alive. We're gaining strength. I think what helps is just believing that it's going to be okay. We want to see Holland today, so we are going to see Holland today. And we
Yeah.
are going to survive the hags. And we are going to get what we need and what we wish for. I don't think it's stupid to believe these things. We can still know what we're going up against and still believe that we're strong enough to go against it.
Right, and a thing you need to think about, Aerith, is that the hags, they're hoping we lose. If the hags have hope, well, why shouldn't we? If we don't have hope and they do, well, then we've already lost.
Aerith kind of takes all of this and just, like, stares blankly out into the chasm. And the only thing she says is, well, why would I be hopeful when there's a possibility all my best friends could die?
Why wouldn't you be hopeful? If you give up hope, then they are dead. And besides, I mean, I'm just speaking for myself here, but I do know the danger. I know that any of us could die. And quite frankly, this is something I'm willing to die for.
It isn't death that I fear. It's the death of others.
Gleam, you can see her getting a bit annoyed because she is listening. And she like stands up and comes over and she's like, oh, haven't you ever met an Eladrin before? Any of you?
No, I've never met one.
Well, given the only exception being the Winter Eladrin is someone who is unable to feel joy and therefore needs to spread it through gifting people, usually Winter Eladrin, well, there's nothing you can do or say to them to change their mood. It will just happen. So you're all trying to cheer her up and it's not going to work.
I was being facetious. I know what Eladrin are, and, they don't just, oh, I woke up and I'm this season. They, change it based on how they feel. So something's made Aerith feel like this. I'd squint at her. And I'm sure, considering Aerith has been Winter before and has not been Winter as well, I'm pretty sure it's possible to cheer her up.
Can we not bicker, please? It's pointless.
For the first time, she's right. She's actually saying something wise. It is
For
pointless.
the first time?
Yes.
Well, she said plenty of wise things.
Well, perhaps she did in the mine.
Oh, so another time.
But that was only because she was asserting the fact that she is determined to complete this task. Now, at this point, it's dangerous for her to be this way. But at the same time, she needs to come out of it on her own.
What my mood does not change the fact that we have to stop them. And she, uses her spirit to prop herself up off the ground and puts it back in, a necklace form. Whether or not I'm this way isn't going to change what must be done, so why are we standing around?
She just, huffs and grabs a bag. Amador's like, is everyone okay?
Yes, we're just contemplating the fact that all of us could die at any moment.
Oh.
Well, I wasn't contemplating that until now.
Well, not me and Pollinella, because we'll stay out of trouble, won't we, Pollinella? We're not fighters, even though I have this rapier. I'm not very good with it. It's just to scare away the creatures. He waves it, he waggles it around a little bit, and you can see he's not proficient with this shit. He's just got it for show. It's like a swagger stick. You know what I mean? It's just there.
I love him.
Polinella's happy nonetheless.
Well,
Flopsy's going to look to Archie and Octavia. Well, if you can't beat them, join them. That's what they say. I need charisma saves from Archie and Octavia, please. He's going to wave a wand from his pocket.
Oh,
wow.
What's
Wand of
those?
Crowns.
Charisma save, please, Archie.
What's the DC?
The DC's
15.
10.
Oh, 10, right, okay.
Literally
Yeah,
everybody
everyone
passes.
succeeds. Yeah.
Aerith. What happens if Aerith makes it?
I only have 3 charges, so I used it on Flopsy, Archie, and Octavia. Oh, well, it looks like we're too happy to join you, Aerith. Well, he puts his hand on Aerith's shoulder. Hope you're doing okay.
Don't you roll it? Don't you, when you burn the charges, don't you roll a d20, and if it's a 1, it turns into a wand of smiles?
Pretty sure it's a d6, but I'm checking. Oh, it is a 20.
Roll 3 d20s.
Oh,
So close.
Is it every time you use a charge or when you run out?
Every time I use the last charge.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So,
The effort is appreciated, though.
with Aerith in a bad mood, Gleam in a bad mood, Octavia in the best mood ever. Archie, Flopsy, I don't know what kind of moods. Yeah, I guess you're in a reassuring sort of mood.
She's in a mood where she really doesn't want to be around.
He really doesn't want to be around who you cut out.
Winter Aerith, ever.
Right, okay. If you're, Aerith, do you mind if I try to just give you a hug? I don't believe Gleam.
Why are you trying to give me a hug?
I don't know, it might make you feel better.
I mean, I guess.
She's gonna, like, open her arms and, like, tilt her head to be like, come on, you know what I mean? Like, come on. She's gonna give you
Aerith doesn't move.
She's gonna give you, like, a really big squeeze, and when you don't move, she's gonna, like, lift you up and spin you around, like come on, like, jump you up and down like a baby, you know what I mean? See? That's nice, right? Fun?
Sure.
You're pretty strong, Octavia.
Yeah. I mean, for picking people up, I guess. Well,
Aerith's like, is it something like this? And going to also pick up Octavia, like, up over her shoulder and, like, fireman carry her.
just really straightforward, just like, yeah, Octavia, like, as she's over Aerith's shoulder, she, like, looks at Archie, just like, wow, Aerith's pretty strong too. That was really, I feel light as a feather.
Well, I mean, I might not be the strongest, but I am pretty good at picking people up. I mean, you know.
Flopsy.
And then she just winks.
Alright, I thought you were gonna grab Flopsy.
And then she grabs Flopsy by the ear.
Flings him up, fucking suplexes
Throws him in the ravine.
And it's all...
Commander Frick from Matilda.
Cannonball!
Oh, God.
Are you a pig, Flopsy? Alright, okay, so...
Gleam!
Gleam's already started walking. Yeah, she started walking, and she does, like, stop, look back, realise how far away everyone is, and just sort of sighs, and she's like, just waits against a rock for everyone to catch up.
Aerith gets there and she says, well, I forgot to tell you that you were wrong about one thing in our conversation.
She says this to Gleam.
Yeah.
Go on.
There is a moon. Points to her mask.
She just tuts and continues walking. Yeah. Anyway, so with the strange dynamics going on, it's a bit awkward as you all sort of maneuver around the place. Have you made a decision on which camp you're going to try and find on the map? Marble. Okay. So, as you're wandering along in the direction of the marble camp, you can hear in the distance what appears to be a bunch of strange, like, sort of haggard voices chatting, like, oh my god, as if, what? You're kidding me. It's that sort of, like, vibe of, like, gossipy sort of thing. And you also hear a familiar voice as you come upon an area in the sort against the mountainside, that of which a camp you've never seen before. It's not a camp really, it's just an area against the mountainside as you're walking along. And you see this strange sight of 3 giant sheep that are all sat around like humans with, like, their legs crossed and stuff, like sat on, like, rocks, but, like, with one leg crossed over the other. Like, they've got their hoofs that are they're sort of like doing the gay hand flap and stuff. They're, like, nodding their heads and, like, tilting their heads a lot, like, and having a little gossip. As Ugle sits up straight with his paw outwards, holding a sort of ball of, like, yarn, which a thread extends from the yarn up to one of the sheep and attaches to one of the sheep. And Ugle's sort of, like, pulling the yarn and then rolling it into a ball, and then from the ball extends another thread, which leads to Holland, who is knitting. In front of them all there are, like, cups of tea and, like, a little, like, kettle and stuff as well. And every now and then the teapot screams, and then one of the sheep lean down, pick it up with the hoofs, and pour separate little cups of tea.
Aerith's gonna fly up and be like, hi guys.
Oh, and yeah, it was totally Baba Yaga. You're just gonna have to trust me. Oh my gosh!
Who? Wait, Baba Yaga? Who's Baba Yaga?
Well, I don't know. Like in the grand scheme of things.
Do you know them personally?
Well, that's a tough one. I mean,
I mean,
guys, Sandra, would you say I know you personally? We've known each other for what, a day?
Oh my
And it's like, yeah, we're
God.
friends, but we know each other personally.
You don't know the first thing about me. You see,
There you go.
I'm a little bit crazy.
Oh, you're a wild one, Sandra.
I am a little bit wild.
guys, I'll be back. Aerith's gonna fly back down and be like, "Well, I found Holland."
You found Holland?
Yeah, she was.
Well, what are we waiting for?
He was up there with 3 talking sheep, and they were.
Come on,
about...
Flopsy!
Flopsy already starts climbing up.
Jonathan was like, "Who was that terrible boar?" To Holland.
Oh,
I'm
she's
sorry.
only like that a quarter of the year, but
Holland!
Archie, Flopsy, come here.
Oh, I'm pull Holland in for a hug.
He hugs you while still holding his knitting, so like you get tangled in the yarn of it.
Come on, Flopsy, get involved.
Flopsy tries hugging both at the same time and just squeezes your heads together.
Come on, everyone, group hug.
Amador's like, "Oh, go on then." And he comes over for a hug.
Whoa.
Octavia
Hello.
squeezes between Archie and Flopsy and like gives you a little like handshake and a ruffle on the head. It's nice to see you again. Yeah, I could,
You too.
I could just squeeze in if you want me to. Just mind out of the way. Ah! She just like jumps on him.
No, thank you.
Yeah, Holland.
Okay, there's 2 people missing. Gleam, come over.
Aerith and Gleam are falling out. And then Jonathan's like, "Oh, is this some drama?"
We haven't fallen out. I've just come to the realization that that death is likely.
Oh dear.
All of the sheep look at each other and give each other like those like sort of "who's this bitch" sort of glance, like, like, "Oh, we've got an edgelord in the midst."
Everyone dies sometimes. It's about how you live, not how you die.
Holland, I have something for you.
Oh?
I saved it for you, and Aerith's gonna pull out the dandelion petal.
A dandelion petal?
Eat it.
Eat it? But it's so pretty.
But it tastes better than anything. It tastes like the sweetest honey you'll ever taste.
Ooh.
You give it
Well,
a
that's
little nibble.
Well, I have been working hard. Bottoms up. Just eat it, yeah.
What have you...
Yeah, and as you do eat it, it satisfies your hunger exactly how a good berry does. But also, you realise that Ugle hasn't eaten this morning. And he seems to be, like, as he's holding your, ball of yarn, you can see his eyes are flicking over to Jonathan, and a little bit of saliva, like, drops out of his mouth. And Jonathan's like,
Oh.
"Is that owlbear looking at me? He better not be looking at me. He's gonna eat me, I know it."
No, he has one of those eyes that looks the way that he's not looking.
Deception advantage. You know, you've got that fucking snapdragon.
You know I
You
got
know. You know it.
21.
Oh, you
Thank
needed
God for
it.
that. Alright, okay, I trust you. I trust you. Just you, though. He says.
Oh.
So
That does remind me, though, he probably should have something to eat soon. But, like, no rush. It's not like you'll eat us or anything.
I'm gonna go down and make sure Gleam doesn't hurt themselves.
What?
I'll do it. I haven't spoken
So
to Gleam.
rude.
Okay.
Gleam.
Oh, hello.
No.
It seems you've made some
Hi.
interesting friends.
I have. And I hear that you have been Gleamy the Meanie.
Well, if that's how you want to perceive it, then sure. But doubt you've heard the correct story.
Probably not, but, you know, it's okay to be a bit sad when I'm gone. I know everyone misses me. I'm just kidding.
Oh yes, we're absolutely distraught. No, but to be honest, we were very worried. They were, especially Flopsy. But again, apparently you do this a lot, so... And you always end up smelling of roses, I suppose.
Yeah, usually it's because I got hit, but I don't know, that tornado was just out to get me.
Strange force of nature.
Mm.
Hmm.
So, Flopsy. Buddy hops.
1 second, everyone. Hello, Holland.
Hi, guess what I'm doing?
Making up for 2 lost sessions. Go ham, it's Holland time.
Go on, King.
Are you going ham?
Oh, don't say that word in front of Oogly right now.
Oogly like
What?
turns his head.
Ham? Are we not chicken, turkey? And which one are those all banned?
Oh, it's a very barren landscape out here, and we've been walking for quite a while. That's how we found you guys. We were just walking around, and we were like, okay, so we don't want to go back on ourselves because, this is like a wasteland and everything looks the same. So I was putting down flowers so we'd know where we'd been. But then we had to double back on ourselves one time, and then the flower wasn't there, and I was like, what's going on? Where's my flowers? And then...
Oh my god, they
Sandra
were your
over here.
Flowers? Says Sandra.
Crazy Sandra.
I
appeared
had,
out of nowhere
no idea.
with half of my rosebuds just hanging out of mouth, Bada bing, bada boom.
That was me 1 minute ago thanking these for protecting you. And they were eating your trail.
A little bit, but it's okay. Because now they're lending me their fur to make a nice little jumper for Paw. And I'm thinking I'm going to make a matching scarf too, and obviously it's like red, orange, and yellow. Because, gotta promote my girl.
Of
Sorry,
course.
who are you making these for? You popped a little bit and I missed it.
Pud.
Pud. Oh, okay. You're... Flopsy kind of smirks to himself and doesn't really know what to say. Well, that's a very cute use of your time.
Yeah, well, she's making me something, so I've got to, Feywild rules.
Right. Good on you, Holland, for following the rules.
So what have you been up to?
Well, we met some Breakanocks.
Some what?
Some Breakanocks.
Like, acting?
Oh no, like tiny little mouse people.
Oh, those are people. Looks at Oogly.
Oogly's head lowers as if he's stressed.
Oogly, do you want this dandelion petal?
He turns his head away from the dandelion petal. He breathes.
It's really good.
As if he's he's really trying to not eat all 3 of these sheep. But he feels as though he's a bit shaky, you know what I mean? You can hear a huge grumble in his belly.
Well, I think maybe me and Octavia could go and find something not sentient but edible for Oogly to eat.
Maybe. He only eats meat, right?
Yeah, not sentient
Yeah.
but edible.
Hardcore carnivore.
Can you ask Oogly if we find non-sentient meat, if he'll eat it?
Right, like most farmyard animals.
Well, don't we have to kill those first? bold to assume they don't have feelings.
All right, well, let's let Ugle starve then.
Are you
No,
a
I mean,
vegetarian, Aerith?
No, I have no qualms about it, but I also care for everybody in the forest. It's a natural cycle of life and death. One must kill for another to eat, and then be reborn again in the soil.
So then
Sandra's
what was your hang-up?
Sandra's like, oh my god, I hope you're not gonna kill me. And
No,
it's like she sort of steps back a little bit.
No,
No.
you're a friend of Holland.
And also, you're a thinking creature. It's not just because you're Holland's friend.
She's like looking a bit nervous, and then suddenly, like her head like sort of snaps a little bit, and like when she like looks forwards, her eyes are just like solid black all of a sudden, like, and then like she rears her head up like sort of to the sky, opens her mouth really really wide, and out of it comes this phrase: "The fool's scepter is the key," and then she snaps back out of it again. Holland, you know that they've been doing weird shit like this. They've been saying like weird, like phrases and stuff, randomly, and then she's like, "I don't know what came over me," and just gets back
Sandra,
to
you're so wild.
Oh,
I'm just crazy.
These are some strange sheep. Are they the ones that told you about Baba Yaga, Holland?
Why are you
can't
so obsessed
remember.
with Baba Yaga today?
And Jonathan's like,
I don't know.
"Well, actually, it was Holland telling us about Baba Yaga."
Oh,
Oh yeah.
I'm not obsessed. I just find it intriguing that I popped up in a random conversation, and well, I mean, you don't hear the world's most powerful like hag brought up every day.
Yeah,
Is
but
that
I mean,
what
like,
she is?
I don't know if
Huh.
that's common knowledge.
I mean, it's not that uncommon to talk about like a legendary figure. Like Gleam earlier was just talking about, you know, the most powerful Eladrin ever. You know, the Winter Eladrin.
Who's the most powerful?
Winter Eladrin. From
Yeah.
Winter Eladrin's day.
I hope that's soon.
Yeah, me too.
Wasn't it only about 4 days ago?
Yeah, but you know,
Yeah,
4
it should
days
be.
before you
I was here 4 days ago. Wait, what?
It was. Listen, Winter Eladrin's day only comes once every now and then. It's not like every 4 days or something. It's like, you know, when you need it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'd never celebrated that.
never?
No, I'm always too busy taking care of the kiddos.
But the children don't celebrate Winter Eladrin's Day?
Okay,
If
they
they do.
they absolutely would have done. When the
Oh,
winter
would they?
when the Winter Eladrin visited everyone at the inn before you were there, the Winter Eladrin would have visited the kids. So you can sort of like make up what presents everybody got. Everybody would have got a present too, including like Host and Stem and all the Eladrin, including you. But it's usually like just one small gift, something that someone would have dreamt of giving you in the night. Will appear, you know what I mean? So you might have got a present off Host, but given by the Winter Eladrin.
Oh, okay. Retcon that then. She's like, oh, Winter Eladrins. Yeah, I've heard about that. And she'll like reveal in her hair like this like string of like blue mistletoe, and she's like, it's a strand of mistletoe they braided into my hair. That's kind of like changes color based off of my mood.
Well, maybe if you lift that above Gleam, she'll have to kiss you.
No, thank you.
That's a weird rule.
Yes, I don't think that's exactly a very good thing to be going around suggesting.
That's a
Is that what
Winter
you,
Eladrin's
like-
Day tradition.
I don't think that Gleam likes me enough to kiss me, nor do I think I'm in a kissing mood at the moment.
Well, it's not like a romantic kiss. It's just like...
Aerith's also not being quiet, just in case that matters.
Gleam is
Aerith
literally just leaning with her arms crossed, watching everyone.
Wait, can I borrow your mistletoe for a second?
Who, me?
No, I'm only joking.
I was gonna say you still have my moss.
That's right, and I have these glasses. Oh, what am I thinking? Here's your moss back.
Thanks, Holland. You want to use this to knit?
Sure, why not?
Here you go. I pulled it up out the ground. It's organic.
Just like the rest of my wool, but you know, I'll sew it in somewhere.
Add a little green in there. Make it a little tree.
Yeah, it'll be a winter Eladrin's jumper,
Oh,
I guess.
Maybe if
So,
you give that to
back-
the Winter Eladrin, he'll
What
cheer up.
was that? Are we gonna ignore that thing about the full scepter?
Yeah, they've just been saying like weird stuff like that all day, so you know. Yeah, they were just going on and on like, oh, the stone heralds the. It was just stupid stuff, you know. No offense, guys, but like it was just we were just in the middle of talking about like cool stuff, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Hark ye, here's some words."
I've DM'd you, Lauren.
Oh, they were just, you know, I was trying to tell them why we were here, and I was talking about Gleam and, you know, her sister, and they were just like, all of a sudden, Maximilian was like, oh, when the moon obstructs the sun, creeping Lynn will come undone. And I was like, what? You know? Because I was like talking about the eclipse, and I was like, what are you, who's creeping Lynn? That's really kind of scary.
You don't know who Creeping Lynn is?
No, that why? Who's creeping Lynn?
Creeping Lynn, you know, bitter end. Endolin?
That's what they call her.
That or bitter end. She gets two
I
names.
see. Oh,
Yeah.
Well, I get that. Sandra, you didn't know you were saying it when you just said that thing, did you?
Seeing what?
Okay, but sorry, was this one called Maximilian, Holland? Is your name Maximilian?
Maximilian just looks over at you. And he's like, he just nods.
And you are? Looking at Jonathan.
I'm Jonathan, nice to see you. He like lifts out his hoof for you to shake.
Flopsy shakes it enthusiastically.
Enchanté.
Pleasure to meet you, Flopsy. Enchanté to you too. So did both of you not see Sandra just say that strange thing?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So you're
To be
all
fair-
oblivious to it when it happens?
he's been doing it too. That's why. Just, I was telling him about, you know, when we went into that minecart thing, and it like kind of terrified us for life. And then he was just like, "Oh, play to her passions. Stay on script. A cat, a horn, or a shadow ripped." You know. Which was a bit mean because my parents were dying at that point in the story, you know, and it was a bit, you know, insensitive.
I didn't know I'm being so insensitive. Sorry. He doesn't look sorry at all.
Well, that's interesting. I'm gonna go and I don't know, like keep watch or something. Kind of shrugs her shoulders.
Okay, bye.
She waves and like slides down the cliffside and stands over here.
Archie, like, tries to hide it, but she does let out a relieved sigh.
Holland, I'm so glad that we've bumped back into you, because I don't really know what set Aerith off this morning, but she's really not herself. Or she's a different version of her. You know how Aerith is. But none of us really know how to help.
You're pretty good at turning that frown upside down.
No, thank you. I could try to talk to her, but like normally it's just stuff doing stuff, you know? Like when she's like saving things,
Well, I
she's
think.
like, yeah, and then she's spring again.
Well, I think she feels like a little bit insecure. Like maybe she feels like, we might have a bit of trouble. Maybe she thinks we're not able to fight the hags. So I think maybe we need to do something that'll cheer her up. Like something that'll make her feel strong. Well, remind her that she's strong.
Should I fight her and let her win?
No, because it has to be real. Like, if you fight her and let her win, that's nice, but... Well, I think it'd be better if we could just encourage her to, like, participate in something. And then if she does win, then she'll feel better. And even if she doesn't win, at least she's doing things.
That's true. Maybe a race for who can find Dougley some food first.
Hey, that's not a bad idea. Okay. Well, maybe I'll go talk to her now. Hey, Aerith.
Yeah.
I'm gonna challenge you to a race. We're gonna find Dougley some food, and the first one to get some food is the winner.
What's the... normally races have rewards, so what's the reward for winning?
Oh, the reward for...
I'm joking. It's probably the satisfaction of victory, isn't it?
Yeah. It's also being able to be the one who gets to see that smile on Dougley's... Well, gets to see that neutral look on Dougley's face when we bring him some food.
Yeah, I'd prefer... It would be highly not good for Ougley to eat somebody.
Well, let's not even think about that. Let's... Right, okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay.
Aerith's just gonna fly over the cliffside and start looking.
Okay. So first of all, because Aerith's flying, you can do perception with advantage. Archie, roll perception normally.
We can't all... I think I might win this one.
Yeah, you sort of like split off in different directions. And Aerith, you sort of like wander above, sort of like Archie becomes very small as she's like running around and like peeking through like caves that you can't see into because obviously you're flying. And she's peeking around and stuff like that. Roll a survival, Archie. But Aerith, from your position, you see that there's not really much out in the open.
I can see Archie though, right?
Yeah, you can see Archie.
Do not hunt me.
I'm not gonna hunt Archie, but I'm gonna follow her.
Yeah. Archie, as you're sort of peering through a lot of different like caves and stuff like that, you come across sort of a little round pink little pig, right? And it seems to be like sheltered in the cave mouth, and it looks to be like huddled and scared because it's like starting to rain a little bit.
Aww.
Why is an ethical dilemma session?
Jenna, why'd you make him a person?
He's not a person, he's a pig. He's a normal pig. He's not a sentient
No, he's a
pig.
person.
He's a
person.
Do you all want to turn
So,
into
And next to that
vegetarians?
personified pig.
Aerith, you see Archie just having a crisis right now.
Aerith is gonna land next to Archie. What's up?
When you land next
Nothing.
to Archie, you see directly where she's looking at this little pig. It's not noticed either of you, but it's looking up into the
cover
sky
it.
as the rain sort of like... You what?
And I'm just like putting my arms out.
You can
To
see...
try and hide
Yeah, you
it.
can see through that the pig's there. Like, it's obvious.
Spear.
Right. Roll a spear attack. Yeah, how do you want to do this?
Aerith throws a spear from under Archie's arm, and it kind of just impales the pig in the side.
Mm-hmm.
In the side, not even an insta-kill. Oh my god.
Yeah, it sort of looks surprised and like just drops down on its side with a spear sort of poking up out of its body. And after a while, its eyes sort of close.
Yay, you won!
Archie, can you roll me a deception check to show that you're really excited about this?
Yeah, you won! These bubbles are from excitement.
Yeah, because obviously you were reluctant to kill the pig.
Would you like an insight?
Yeah, against the insight. You believe that Archie is genuinely like happy for you? Like, yes, you did something good for the party. Ooglay's gonna get fed. Like, all of that logic comes through in your mind as something that you should feel proud of yourself for.
Yeah, Aerith, like she's still kind of in winter, but she's like, I guess I did help him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like she almost flickers orange a little bit, and then yeah, it's like
Well, let's get back.
fading a little bit into orange. So you go and grab up the pig.
Yeah, I just like carry it like a tribal, like head's impaled on a spear, just like above my head. I'm just like carrying it to the party.
Nice.
You cut its head off and impaled it on your spear.
No, I'm not taking the pig off the spear. It's just dangling.
Oh,
carrying.
Right. Okay, I get you.
Yeah.
I thought you meant. Yeah.
Like
Oh,
one of those
Jesus
like one of those like fucking like knapsack things that are made out of like a fucking napkin on a stick, a handkerchief.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
It looks like an olive on a toothpick.
Yeah, that's what
Upscale.
it is. An olive on a toothpick, except it's a pig on a spear.
Nice. Yeah, and you march away back, and you drop the pig down. Ooglay's eyes just flick straight to it, and he looks over at Holland with this like really like cutesy like "Can I please?" sort of like look.
Oh,
Holland's like, just take it in the corner, you know? Just, I don't want to get blood on my knitting because it's white. Just so you know.
He immediately like dive bombs onto the pig, grabs it in his mouth, and like just drags it. Like the body like sort of bumps along the ground as he like drags it all the way over here. And he like as he's eating it, he like looks around to make sure no one else is gonna come near his food, and then yeah, he just tears it apart. Like it's still warm. Oh, his mouth's just full of blood.
And Holland just turns to the goats and is like, oh, me after a long day at the carnival when I see cupcakes, one of these guys cupcakes. Am I right?
All three sheep look on in absolute horror. And they go, yeah. Well, yeah, it was so nice speaking to you. Yep. Yeah, catch you later. Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, and they literally just like turn tail like 180 degrees and canter away, like with the hoofs on the ground. And you can see the little arses like slip sliding around as they like slip over all the fucking rocks and stuff, and they run away.
Goodbye, it was nice to meet you.
Finally, can see the rest of the map. Well.
Woohoo, I won.
Yeah, everyone. Aerith won. Woohoo.
Congratulations, Aerith.
Wow, you did that?
Doesn't it fill you with a bit of pride to see Ooglay covered in viscous blood?
Yeah, Archie tried to hide the competition from me, but I saw it and
That's true. I try to keep it all for myself.
yeah, that.
Don't mind these bubbles. I'm just a sore loser.
Aww.
Oh, there's no need to cry. It's just a game.
Yep. It's just a game.
Oh, wow.
I'm sure you'll win the next one, Archie. Everything is going to be okay.
Yeah, I'll win.
I'm sorry, I mean.
Yes.
No, it's fine. This is a me problem.
It's not a
Should
problem
work.
at all. I promise next time you'll get to kill the pig.
Oh, you really mean that, Flopsy?
Oh, it doesn't stand a chance against you.
Yeah, and you know what as well? We'll go out especially just to hunt pigs, me and you.
Oh, you're so nice to
Oh no, it's okay. You know, you it was killed by a spear. You're not, you know, you're a bow and arrow person. She gives you a hug, and she's really trying. She actually thinks that you cried about it.
Oh. I just sob into her shoulder.
Well, as you can see, Holland, we've been a bit of a mess with you.
Yeah, I didn't know I was so fundamental to the group's infrastructure. I mean, like, are you guys like? And he's just kind of looking at over Gleam and stuff like. So you spoke to those mouse people, and you fought a lot. Is that
Well-
your time?
It might not look as if we could achieve much right now, but we've actually done quite a bit. We've made friends with the little mouse mine people, and right now we're going around different camps of rock people to recruit them to our cause. It really does sound a bit strange when you say it out loud.
Huh. I mean, who better to make the sales pitch, right?
I suppose, yes, we do have a pretty good sales team here. Flopsy, like, brings his coat back up and puffs his collar, stands in front of eyeing Archie and a depressed Aerith. I think we're quite the sales team.
Maybe we could take like a spin of like before and after, and like these two are the before and everyone else is the after, and we're all smiling.
Aerith, could I borrow something a second? Oh yeah, Aerith's BRB. Flopsy goes into Aerith's pocket and picks the gem out. I'll return it in a second. It's not actually stealing. Holland, there was one place that we went that, to be honest, I was rather sad that you weren't there for, because I thought you would quite like the look of it. Now, imagine an entire cave, but all the walls aren't dark, damp, disgusting rock. They're this. And he brings out the shining gemstone. Every cavern covered in this. You don't need any
Pretty.
lanterns or lights. You can see your way just from the walls.
Can you eat it?
I haven't tried yet, but somebody could maybe try. Not this one, though.
It looks like it would pop.
I could maybe try shaving it onto something. You know, glitter sprinkles on a cupcake. I don't really know how wishes would taste.
Huh.
That leads me on to the next part. I have good news and bad news, and I'll let you decide which one you hear first.
Ooh, I do like some good news.
Trick question, they're both the same news.
Ooh.
A familiar face might be in yon with us.
A familiar face. Huh. Thwacko? That's the bad part?
Don't you wish you could see Thaco in this place? Flopsy's going to go up and hold the gem up to Holland's ear. Just try and listen to it. Try and block out anything else, even my voice, and see if you can hear anything coming through.
Holland's ear like stands up straight. Like one of those sound absorbers.
Roll an Arcana, please.
Ooh. Roll a bloody Arcana. I'm just
Yeah.
listening
Why
to
wouldn't
a
you
rock.
like to do that?
I'm
That's
not
an
looks
Arcana.
today. My Arcana's shit.
Hmm.
Oh,
Nat
Or
20.
is it?
Oh wow.
Maybe you are looks today.
Right, not only do you hear the phrase that's said, you also, as you close your eyes and put your ear to this, it's like this, everything else just disappears, like all of everyone else's sounds just all sort of like converge into just this like sort of sound. It's like you're listening to a shell, and this whooshing stuff. Also, it's like green, in colour as these colours swirl around and sort of light up your face as you're listening, and through it, like I said before, like as though someone's speaking at the end of a very long sort of echoey hallway, you hear the voice of Skek saying, "I hope."
Oh, did somebody take the Skek stone out of my inventory?
Yeah.
Flopsy
Flopsy borrowed
for a
it.
second, sorry.
You weren't here to let him do it, but yeah,
You're all good. I would have done it anyway.
yeah, we know. Don't worry. Yeah, we wouldn't do all anyway. Blah blah blah. So yeah, so you hear the voice of Skek, and you also, with the Nat 20, get this sort of imagery in your mind of the mountainous landscape of Yon. The phrase he says is, "I wish I could find him here."
I went to the rock and Skek was in Yarn.
I don't know when this wish was made, but Skek is here, which means we can find him.
With that Nat 20, you do know when the wish was made. And the wish was made around about when you were in thither.
Oh, when were we in Thither? Because it was that long ago.
A while ago.
It's as you were coming out of thither into hither again.
Well, it was like a mountainous part of Yarn, and he is a fairy, so maybe it took him a long time to get up the mountain. So maybe he's just on the other side of the mountain and he's not that far, so maybe we could reach him if we just, spread out and look for clues. And, his name's Skek, so you can just shout it and be like, Skek, and he'll maybe hear us if we all split up.
I don't agree with the splitting up part. We've only just got back together, but I do think that, we found you today, you found us. Today is a good day. I think we can find Skek today.
Yeah, we do just need one more lucky thing.
Are you sure? I mean, we don't even know where he's at.
We know he's in
We
Yarn.
didn't know where Holland was, and we found him rather quickly, actually.
I guess that's true.
Right. Oh, right. All right, Flopsy. You need to say that we'll find Skak. What's his name?
Well,
Skek. His name's Skek.
His real name's actually something really stupid, ridiculously long, but he just told me I could call him Skek.
Yeah, I mean, mood. But yeah, Flopsy. That word so far.
You know what? I actually kind of think that I am able to make things happen like this. Everybody, today, no matter where we go or what we start doing, by the end of the day, we will find Skek. Safe and
Got
sound.
that? Does everyone understand that? That we are going to find Skek. Even you, Aerith.
Yeah, well, whoever this guy is, we'll find him.
Right.
That's what we do. We find people, and we're gonna find your sister. She shouts it over and points at Gleam. And Gleam,
Oh yeah, Flopsy, say that.
Gleam rolls her eyes.
I don't know about that one being today, but We will definitely find and save Gleam's sister.
At some point.
Soon.
Okay.
And maybe I can finally understand that frustrating woman.
And Aerith will finally understand that frustrating woman.
Who, Endolin?
Probably,
No.
I assume that's who you're talking about, Aerith.
No, and looks at Gleam.
Gleam glares back at you.
Gleam's not frustrating.
Oh, yes, she is.
Why?
No,
what
no,
happened?
she isn't.
Oh, yes, she is.
Oh, no, she isn't.
Oh, no, she isn't.
Why is she frustrating? What happened when we were all asleep?
It's just the constant back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
The constant what?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's just her, I guess. But you know that you can do so much better. I mean, you deserve to be with someone who's, like, nice to you.
Whoa, wait, what's going on? Are you like... Wait, huh?
Aerith, like viscerally, just like before Holland can say anything, just like
Ah.
Is this another tiny whiny thing? Have I actually been gone like a month? Are you two
No.
dating? What's going on?
No, I'm not dating. Gleam. It's
Aerith
just
has, like, a little crush.
no, Archie.
No, I think I
Huh.
see a little bit of summer. She says with a smile.
I hear you're all speaking about me.
Nothing important.
Well,
Who's
no,
kind of sticking up to you, actually?
no, we're not dating though, Holland, and it's probably not going to happen. Very likely not to happen.
Oh, well, thank heavens for that.
And what is that supposed to mean?
Oh,
It means you can do better.
come on, Aerith. Why would I want to be with someone who doesn't make any effort to even get to know who I am? Who doesn't
Why would you wanna-
acknowledge who I am?
Yeah, and why would you want to be with someone so nasty all the time? I mean,
Hang on.
literally,
Yeah.
she's made you feel like this, and I just sort of like gesture towards the fact that she's a winter Eladrin.
Mhm.
Aerith is kind of not paying attention to you. Aerith kind of goes up and she's like, I haven't tried to understand you.
No.
Really?
You were making assertions last night that were absolutely against what I am like. You claim that that I feel badly about myself. Quite the contrary.
Well, your actions speak differently, first of all. Second of all, I'm the only one here who tried to understand you. And in fact,
I
Archie
know,
thinks here. Holland doesn't know you. Flopsy's impartial. And Archie, as a matter of fact, it's obvious that Archie has an issue with you.
Right,
I'm
because
the
I
one-
understand her. Because I see her for what she is. She loves herself. She thinks she's so great. She thinks she's so cool because she can do triple backflips and a spread eagle. Right? But she doesn't think much of anyone else. So I actually see you pretty clearly, Gleam. I see how great you think you are. And Aerith, I don't think she's worth your time.
You know, I think everybody here is trying to tell Gleam who she is, rather than just asking Gleam who she is. You said I'm impartial, Aerith. I just don't want to put my own interpretation on someone. I'd rather they tell me. Archie, I think you're justified in some of your criticisms. Gleam, you have been quite abrasive to us, but I understand where you've come from, and I know of what you've lost. It can't be easy.
Maybe
We've all lost things. Doesn't mean we're
Maybe
all
I'm like-
assholes.
From Holland.
Sorry, Aerith. Maybe I'm like missing a trick, but like, why are we all like like we didn't quiz Amador or Palinella. He says with a look at her like love.
Palinella buzzes happily. Yeah.
So like, and then like Gleam's not like. I mean, it doesn't matter what she is. I personally don't care if Mr. Witch and Mr. Light thought she was good for the carnival, and by Jove, she's good in my book. But like, why don't we just chill out? I don't know what's gotten into you guys since I was gone, but it's like Hate Town. And we should be in cool still. This is the Endelin effect. That's what it is. It's Endelin, and she's puppeteering you guys with hate and malice and sadness, and you gotta say no. I am Aerith, and I am Archie, and I am Flopsy, and I am Gleam, and I am full of love for everything. Even if you maybe don't love everything, but because it'll trip Endelin out, and she'll be like, "Whoa, who are these guys?"
Aerith kind of like looks at Holland and then looks back at Gleam, and she's like, Endelin has nothing to do with this. I've related to you so much, Gleam, and the fact that you're nice to me one second, the next second you talk about how naive I am, and you say all these things, and you're very back and forth, and it's sad to watch. I hope you find whatever your purpose is, because although I do care for you, I won't keep dealing with it.
Yes, but you have to understand that you relating to me doesn't mean that I relate to you. And I also don't appreciate you pedestalizing me in your own image. You're saying things like, that you don't need to see me perform to think I'm perfect. That's ridiculous. Performance is my life. That is what I've trained to do since being a child.
You don't need to strive for perfection, because you'll never reach it, and I think that's something you fail to understand.
She is fucked off at that. She literally just turns around and she's like, yep, whatever. She goes over here and she's just like, well, I'll be here whenever you want to continue the mission at hand. And she completely fucking throws Aerith the worst look of all time.
She rolls her eyes.
She rolls her eyes for the 17th
kind of
time.
Stares blankly at her and is just like, sorry, you can't handle the truth.
She's just ignoring, And in the awkward silence, you hear a very strange sort of calliope-esque noise, right? It's almost like it's almost like the actual calliope at the Witchlight Carnival. It's coming round the mountain, sort of thing.
When she comes.
With this rolling, trundling sort of wooden wheel sound. And let's have a look here. You see this strange hooded creature floating along, pulling this carriage. It seems faceless, mouthless, totally silent as it comes along. Minding its own business, quite slowly trucking along. And as it gets to you all, it stops here. And the hooded creature walks over to the cart, lifts up one side of it, and revealing a small theatre. And it's got little red curtains on either side of it that sort of pull open to reveal Holland, Flopsy, Alar, Oswald, and Felix all standing on this huge bridge above a swamp, as if they've just burst into Prismere. And for the sake of me having a script. Can you please maybe just not interrupt it for a second, as it shows you a performance. And now these little people are like little puppets, like little like marionettes that are very small, like sort of about like 2-3 inches tall, little carved like arms with like hinges in the elbow and stuff like that, and they magically move with no strings there at all. Oh, that was a jump scare. Hang on. So yeah. Sorry, my music for the Calliope just suddenly came on really, really suddenly. So yeah, and you can see. So there's Holland, Flopsy, Oswald, Felix, and Aylar. As they all sort of like jump down off the bridge into the swamp, you see them fighting a bunch of mephits and like stealing a snail from a bunch of fucking brigands that are there. You see them traversing along through a fucking tower with a bunch of snakes in the grass. You see Holland run away from the party and into a cave with a little goblin that lives there who likes to collect keys. In there as well, like every time the scene changes, like the backdrop like sort of flicks onto another background. Like it's all very mechanical. And it's almost like this guy is like turning a cog in the side that like makes everything like dun-dun-dun-dun and like sort of move around in there. It flicks to a sort of like strange galaxy-esque background as the central character in the middle, which is Aylar, begins to turn white from like toe to head and then becomes all stiff and like almost freaky in the pose. And everyone else like does these like mock crying poses as they like lean down like and hold their hands to their face, like puppets do. Then it flicks and they all around this pool of restoration swimming around. And then it flicks again. Holland is like going through some trees and finding another crying puppet, and this time it's Archie. Then it flicks to the walking legs of a giant hut with chicken legs, not human feet, chicken legs, walking around, and they all go into the hut. So now we've got Flopsy, Holland, Archie, just Flopsy, Holland, and Archie. As they all go into the hut, they have a nice time in there. Oh, sorry, in Oswald. They have a nice time in there, and then Winter Eladrin's Day happens. So it shows all that scene. It shows them leaving, finding and fighting Agden Longscarf. And there's a really, really, like, violent scene with an image of Holland holding a gun to Agden's head, Agden pleading with him, and Holland shooting. Joy bursts through his skull with as like flowers, like sort of emerge out the back of the Agden puppet's head, and kills him dead in the swamp. Like flowers just sort of burst all around him, and then all the rest of the brigands start like crying around his body. The party steals the raft that belongs to the brigands and sails into Downfall. And travelling over the stepping stones, throwing water over the little cute dancing coals, meeting Clapperclaw with a gourd for a head on the bridge of the Bullywug King's heads. They meet King Gullop 19, the Bullywug King, who gives Archie Bavlona's Book of Bad Blood, asking him to return it. Archie also gets passed a note secretly by one of the other Bullywugs, which points at King Gullop and drags his finger across his own neck, and Archie nods. They go into Bavlona's house, sneak in there, seeing the mannequins, the taxidermy, etc., and Archie leaves the book behind, but Flopsy sneaks up, like a nefarious pantomime Jafar, and swipes it. And you see Oswald heading up the stairs eagerly. He walks into the room with Bavlona and bows low to her. And he sticks his thumb up at her and smiles. And she bows, graciously delivering Aylar to him and whisking them both away. And then there's a montage of them stealing a bunch of shit from Bavlona's house, as well as Flopsy and Holland extracting the gelatinous cylinder, and then Archie coming along and shaking a finger at them both as if she knows better. Then immediately the cylinder swallowing, the gelatinous cylinder swallowing Flopsy up and degrading him inside, like his fur is sizzling away, and he turns into that horrible burned zombie creature that Holland imagined. And Holland tries to kill him with a chaos bolt, but rips the gelatinous cylinder open instead. And now they're shaking hands with Bavlorna, who gives them Clapperclaw's head. Archie snitches on Gullop to Bavlorna and has a nefarious grin as she does so. And they leave. Archie has a go at Flopsy in Gullop's palace, and it's just her shaking a finger at Flopsy. Gullop walks in, and Archie looks around nefariously and doesn't say anything. And next morning, Archie gets questioned by the nobles, the noble bullywugs, but Archie puts her finger up dismissively and walks away from them to give Clapperclaw his head. And when he puts it back on, he turns into a demonic force of evil, clapping his claws menacingly and laughing. And the party steal a swamp gas balloon and ride it straight to Flopsy's family's house in a quaint little town of Harengon and guffaw over their nefarious plans. Then they are surrounded by a dead Harengon in the middle of the street, and then it cuts to Archie running away up a tree and crying. Then they are shown coercively huddling all of the Harengon through a small doorway, disappearing and the town being left deserted. They leave and walk through the forest, bothering pixies, stomping on grass, swinging off poorly sickly trees as they go, camping and gambling of all things, and then killing a shitload of grass under their feet. Then they go to this beautiful tree where a lovely pleasant couple are depicted living a happy, comfortable domestic life. And the party cry in despair at the woman and steal their mushroom dinner, as well as kidnapping her husband. And they go to a camp where they meet Aerith, who makes them all vomit all over the place with how sickly sweet she is. They recruit Aerith, and they leave, leaving all the kids to cry on their knees, crying out that Aerith will never return. They leave, murder an assassin, and hug a unicorn, then meet a really annoying kid in the woods with an angry owlbear. They go back and plan to rob Skabatha. Then they mosey on down to Skabatha's, eat a bunch of candy at the market, have tea with Skabatha, and proceed to rob her blind and steal all of her shit, ruin her entire business. And during this time, Holland is seen looking this way and that, giving a sly grin and snaffling up the druid doll which contains Archie's love. During the fight, Will, the annoying child, gets hit a lot and turns into an Oni, with Skabatha screaming, "This is your true form, you evil son of a bitch!" And on the way out, Archie, having stolen Skabatha's pet rocking horse, considers leaving Aerith behind, but reluctantly goes to fetch her. They go back to Will's place to get Clapperclaw, who they left behind, who had been hurting the tree the whole time. Then they take all the children to the orphanage and leave them there. And as they're travelling back through thither, they stumble upon Holland's childhood home, which is all burned down, and inside, Holland and Flopsy look around the place. An evil wisp appears, and Holland offers up his mace to it and bows down low to it. Then they leave and step through a mushroom circle, when the performance halts for a while on Holland and Flopsy, considering leaving them behind. Leaving Aerith and Archie behind. They paint Clapperclaw and Ooglay's claws, and Archie and Aerith emerge with a stolen map of the Witchlight Carnival. They return the rocking horse to the unicorn at the lake and go back to Downfall to attempt to murder Bavlorna Blightstraw and explode her house. It's a great scene where Bavlorna outsmarts the entire party by plane shifting away, and they're all so angry. Archie is shown running upstairs to help Flopsy, but then saying, who needs him, when she sees a beautiful woman, Octavia. Aerith is also shown bossing the bullywugs around horribly, and Flopsy is depicted like a terrorist when threatening to blow the place up. Holland runs away like a little bitch. After they're seen taking over the palace before Holland, Flopsy and Aerith sneak off to go and meet with Agden Longscarf, dun dun dun, where he is cockily knocking about with the brigands Tolway, and they all have a party with evil Agden Longscarf. And later, when returning, Holland explodes in a ball of fire and knocks Clapperclaw, almost killing him. This is a really sad and drawn-out scene, where Clapperclaw looks absolutely devastated that a friend could do such a thing to him. Archie also cockily kills stuff and looks at Octavia, who is shit, as though she is better than her. Holland runs away again, and Flopsy's like, oh god, right, if I have to, I'll go and sort him out. And everyone gets back together, and they find the inn at the end of the road again, which is a hut on chicken legs, wandering around the swamp. They go in like, finally, and have a nice time in the tavern with an ugly old hunchbacked hag with greasy hair and metal teeth. Aerith is super nice to this ugly old hag, and the hag cackles and kidnaps them into the basement, where they sneakily go through a door and discover a bunch of ugly, horrible things, like dead bodies of people like elves and Eladrin and Harengon and pixies all dead all over the floor, and a note that says, my name's Grazd, fuck you, Baba Yaga, you can't stop me and Tasha from being in love because Tasha loves me. Anyway, they all get drunk and forget stuff except Flopsy, who goes up to the hag and asks to court her officially in marriage, and the hag agrees and says, do you know what you're getting yourself in for? I'm Baba Yaga. And Flopsy says, I know, that's what I like about you. And then they kiss, and Holland smiles as he looks on through the open doorway. She kicks them out, blowing a kiss to Flopsy. They go to Yon, murdering shadows, skeletons and banshees along the way. They meet a bitchy, horrible elf and a stupid flower with a smelly bee and a cyclops, and drink his homemade mead and then coerce him into leaving his own home. And then they go and infiltrate a sacred Corrid site, where they evilly make friends with some Corrids and plan to infiltrate the Briganock mine. When they get there, they steal gems from there, and Flopsy is seen whispering, I can't wait for everyone to leave so I can stay here in Prismia forever with my family. And then later on saying to a Wishstone that he wishes that he was away from these horrible liars. Octavia is seen wishing that Archie would just get his love back already and stop being a little bitch. And Aerith is heard saying that she hopes to kidnap Gleam and take her to the orphanage like the rest of the children. Then they leave, having taken some of the gems by manipulating the Briganocks, and then go and assert their white knight attitudes all over the Corrid camps in an effort to unite them. Then they go to bed, and everyone has a horrible argument and falls out because this is a really weak fucking team that can't stay together. And then wake up in the morning and all this shit happened today as well, until it gets to a point where you're all watching the puppets of yourself, watching the puppets of yourself. The ghost... Yeah, the ghost waits until it's over, and then he puts the shutters down, and then he holds out his hand, and in his hand there are 4, not 6, 4 tickets, golden and silver tickets.
Aerith reaches her hand.
And the tickets say, oh, where is it now? The tickets say, oh my god, where are they? Good, yeah, it says, good for one private audience with Enderlin Moongrave, no strings attached. He sort of hands them all out to you, whether you want them or not. And then when he pulls the shutters down, there's a big painting on the side of it that says "To be continued." And he just drives away and disappears into the mist.
Well, I can't help but feel that only some of that was true.
I can't help but wish that I could have the little puppet version myself.
Wait, I didn't say that. Cute. She looks at Archie, does Octavia, and she's like, I didn't say that.
No, I know you didn't. And I wasn't, thinking I'm better than you.
You knew.
What?
Points at Flopsy, Holland, Archie. When were you going to tell me?
Now, not everything in that show really happened.
So did it happen?
Like it showed Will as a demon or something. You can't believe everything in that. And it was saying that we was.
That was true.
Aerith, it said that I wanted to run away from all of you and stay here while all of you idiots ran away. That's not me. It's not Archie to think that she's better than anyone else. Surely you have to see that it was lying.
So then look me in my eyes and tell me that you didn't know anything about my Nana.
Okay. I can't really say that I didn't know anything about your Nana because I met your Nana and I know a few things about her. She's your Nana for one. But I will tell you that not everything in that show was true. Not everything about your Nana was true in that show.
Gleam says,
I can
but what you're saying is some of it was.
Some of the show was.
What part?
It's more like
Oh,
What's that, Holland?
yeah.
it's to Gleam. It's more like, the rough outline is true. Like, we did go to those places, but like the stuff that it showed us doing is like not true at all. For example, I never murdered Agton Longscarf.
So, okay. I think that was implied in the story, considering you went to party with him.
Yeah, but like that was a bit. I just thought that was bad writing. I mean,
It was a bit of a plot hole.
Yes, actually, when I
Yeah.
when I recall the play that was on at Endlin's before, when she was showing us around, the plays aren't very consistent. It seems that she has a knack for the dramatics. Well,
Yeah.
obviously, but you're saying that some of this was true.
yeah, like we did find Clapperclaw, but he's not an evil demonic clacking thing, He's a nice
Yeah.
little guy. He's my little brother.
Yeah, and Will wasn't a demon.
No, he
He
wasn't.
wasn't in personality, but in physical form, he was.
Well, he didn't look like that either. He was kind of somewhere in between, like when he died, he got a lot bigger, and he kind of looked fluffy, like kind of like Burley from the carnival. You don't know him, I guess, but like him, but like not. But he wasn't doing anything like creepy. He was saving us.
Well, obviously that was some spell, like, cast on him. And even if, like, it's not true, but even if it is, it doesn't matter. Because he was Will.
Yeah, I guess that. Well,
But I
do.
know for a fact that part was true, so what else is
Aerith, like, why don't you get out of the habit of going winter mode and just talking shit about my dead brother?
Archie,
I'm not talking about your dead brother, I'm talking facts.
He did. I tried to hit him to get him to vamp away, and he wasn't. He didn't go anywhere.
I'm gonna sit over here. Archie sits on a rock over here.
Yeah, I don't really know about any of this, so I'm just gonna go and make sure he's okay. She's just gonna come and give you a hug whilst these lot talk.
Yeah.
No, it makes sense. That's why you acted so funny when I asked you about it, Holland.
About what? Sorry.
Baba Yaga.
Yeah, but I mean, I can't believe that they made you kiss Baba Yaga. He's almost smiling, very almost.
yes, if this were all true, then Aerith, you could start calling me Dad if you want. Do you honestly think that sounds real and reasonable?
I don't know. I've seen you dance with my Nana before.
Look, if you're willing to believe straight away that your Nana is Baba Yaga, then surely surely it's also perhaps within the realms of reality that, she was doing some magic on us, which she was. She was like, there's a curse on Flopsy. He can't talk about it. I mean, I can, but he can't. And she was being all in our minds, like, grr, what's going on? And we were like, don't kill us. So, we just couldn't tell you that. We were in danger.
Okay. What about now?
I am telling you
What
now.
about when you didn't? What about when you had? What about when we were crossing the bridge into Yon? The entire journey after my Nana's house, you had the ability to speak, and you did not do so.
Because, I didn't think you'd take the news so easily. This is just me personally. I
Of
thought it
course,
would
I
be
wouldn't
a
take the
bit.
news easily.
Well, you believe it. I didn't think you believe it. If Flopsy told me that Mr. Light was Baba Yaga, I'd be a bit like, are you sure?
Well, it makes sense. The symbols on the door, and I don't want to believe that I'm the daughter of one of the most powerful people in existence in all of the planes. Which, in some kind of fucked up way, means that I'm related to these people that we're trying to kill, so I don't know how to process that, if any of this is true, and the entire time, people that I thought were my friends were keeping it from me.
People you thought were your friends. What are we, Aerith?
I don't know. Friends don't keep...
We were talking about this just before the theatre person rolled up. This is Ender trying to get into our heads and turn all of us against each other. We had just found Holland, and we had just finally started to reunite and get on the same path, and then Endelin throws something at us to get us at each other's throats again. We're falling right into the trap. Now, whether there's parts that you believe or don't believe in all of that, I think we can all agree that we all have each other's best interest at heart, and we know that we need to be together in order to get through this. That's why Endelin's trying to tear us apart.
You can't talk about it. Aerith looks up at Holland. Is my Nana Baba Yaga?
Flopsy walks away from the conversation. He doesn't want to be aware while that happens.
Yeah.
Aerith just kind of slumps. I need to get some fucking air. Just kind of walks off.
When you come over to Gleam, Flopsy, Gleam's like, her eyes are flicking between everybody as they're all sort of like fucking falling out over everything. So, which bits were true and which bits weren't? Because I'm a bit concerned if she wants to kidnap me to her nursery. Perhaps that's why she's been acting this way. Is that true?
Well, I can't speak for some of the other things being true or false, but a lot of the wishes do seem to be embellished. I never wished to be away from everybody. I don't really know Octavia that well, but I can't imagine her being phrased so violently.
I mean, you know
think
her
you
better
can
than I
feel
do.
safe.
She's not been giving me the best first impression. So
Aerith has a lot of love and care in her heart. I could imagine her wishing to care for you as she has cared for the orphans in the past, but not against your will or Not to kidnap you or anything like that.
Roll persuasion.
I will when my mouse touchpad works. 15.
She kind of looks like she wants to believe it. But there's like a little bit in the back of her head that's sort of a bit like sus about everyone, like all of you. Like she has literally just met you like 2 days ago. Like wait, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is the third day. So she's a little bit sus, but like considering the fact that you are claiming to be on this mission to stop Endlin and you are actually like going through with a lot of the stuff that you've said, she does consider it. She just says, right, well, I think everything needs to be cleared up, don't you think? I think all the truths need to come out, and if anyone is hiding any secrets from anyone, I think they should all come out now, because, well, it's not going to work, is it, if everyone's suspicious of one another? Or if people, like, are upset that others know information.
I suppose you're right. There is something to be said about trying to protect each other, though.
So is what I'm hearing correct about Baba Yaga?
I simply couldn't tell you.
She looks a bit confused and she's like, and is that because you are cursed?
I simply couldn't tell you.
I'll take that as a yes. And she's going to go over to Aerith.
What do you want?
Charming.
Oh, so charming. Say what you gotta say. It's probably going to be snarky and arrogant as you usually are, even though I've done nothing but try to care for you.
She's smiling as you speak to her like that. She says, well, I've been speaking to your friend, Flopsy. It does appear as though that he's been cursed to not speak of Baba Yaga, so I wouldn't be too mad at him. And I also wouldn't be mad at the child, as though, you know, he's still a kid. He's not able to make decisions such as, you know, who needs to know certain information, especially when it's as intense as knowing that.
Holland.
Holland, you're getting called, but what are you doing with Ugla first?
I'm just being like, and it showed me killing Acton, and it showed Flopsy being a terrorist, and it was just like, you don't see us like that, do you? I could, huh? Yeah, 1 second.
Ugla gulps his rest of his pig down, and he just stares at you, straight first.
We'll finish this later, okay? Yeah?
Did Archie know?
No.
Can you remember correctly?
G.
I don't believe out of character that she did.
Out of character, she was asleep. She got her mind wiped.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
No, but she did remember.
Like-
Oh no,
more
yeah.
confident.
She remembered, but I don't think she told anyone. After she pieced 2 and 2 together, I don't think she said anything, did she?
No, yeah, she never explicitly said anything.
No.
So as Holland's impression would be that she forgot.
Mhm.
Okay. No, like I said, she was doing that thing in our minds, and I think it worked on Archie, and then it didn't work on Flopsy, and that's why Flopsy's cursed to not say anything. And then I'm just here. I guess I'm a kid, so she couldn't. I don't know.
Unbelievable. And what are you? Looks at Gleam and are you trying to come over here and cheer me up? Is that what you're trying to do?
No, I'm just coming over here to tell you the facts. Like I explained before, I don't think it's very possible to cheer you up when you're in a mood like this. But that's just what the fact is. I suppose once everyone's told each other the truth about everything, and straightened out whatever that performance gave to us, then I'm sure Flopsy's reassured me that this is a trustworthy group. It might not seem that way, but I do think that young Holland here was probably attempting to protect you from this knowledge. Is that correct?
Yeah, of course.
Do you believe that, Aerith?
I don't know what to believe.
Well, I'll let you speak it through. She walks over here to these guys. Fucking, yeah.
Before you go, I thought you should know I'd never had any intentions to kidnap you. What I wished for was that I wished to take you to see the orphanage someday.
Thank you for the clarification. And just to inform you, I do believe that. She gives you a nod and walks off.
Now you, and she looks at Holland.
What?
Yeah. Matches your energy.
It's my family. Why wouldn't you tell me?
He points at Flopsy. He's my family. I'm not putting him in danger.
Aren't I family?
Not like he is.
Fair. The only reason I'm so angry is because I wouldn't hide anything like this from you guys, even if it was a massive curse placed upon my head. I would still tell you because it's what you deserve to know. You deserve to know the truth, not be kept in the dark. You don't understand all these gaps in my memory, the constant wondering what's missing. It's been there this entire time, and you guys knew, and you didn't tell me. I cried to Flopsy, and now I'm not mad about that because they can't talk about it, but you had every opportunity.
Yeah, but like, it wasn't like she's not your Nana with me. Well, obviously, but she's not. When she knew that we knew. Well, obviously, she cursed Flopsy, but with me, she was scary and like testing me, and I didn't know. We found out the other hags were watching us. I don't know how far she could reach, and
Aerith, it dawns on you that all the hags know that Baba Yaga is your nana now, because they've been watching.
Oh my god. You're right, Holland. They were watching. They know. They know that I'm related to them in some kind of sick way. Aerith kind of like steps back for a second and like turns around, puts her hands in her head. She's like, "Oh fuck, I'm related to hags. Oh no, that's not good. Oh fuck. Oh, give me a second." And kind of like puts her hands on her knees. Oh, that's a lot to take in.
at least it's not genetically. You know, you're not going to go all frog-like or skeleton-like or granny-like. Well, maybe not that long. I don't know.
But hags traditionally don't like things that are pretty, and you know, the Book of Bad Blood, they didn't like Igville because it was Mother's favorite, and Nana frickin' loves me, and so like the hags are gonna be all mad and shit. Oh no.
I don't think we were in their best favor anyway.
I mean, fair, but like this just adds shit to the pot, you know?
Yeah. Huh.
Oh, well, I don't have any secrets to share, but thank you for being honest with me. I'm just going to stand here and take a second to process all this. If you want to, like, go and talk to somebody else, I do appreciate this. And she'll give you a big old fiery hug.
Oh, when you hug Holland? Okay, when you hug Holland, right? Hugging Holland has an effect, right? Hugging Holland with the power of fucking Lyra behind him. You're hugging a paladin of joy right now. And when you're ready, when you've calmed down, that joy everlasting will last and you will turn spring, but just not yet. Like, you're gonna still, like, have your little... You're gonna have your little thing. You know, you're gonna have your little breather, and then when all that's gone out of your body, that lasting effect of Lyra's joy will turn you spring in a minute, but... Yeah, you have your little
been all seasons.
Aerith's gonna walk over to
Literally.
Flopsy first.
Yeah. Are you still in? You're still in summer when you're speaking to Flopsy? I think.
Yes.
Alright, okay. If you're gonna do anything else other than decompress, you will be joy when you talk to Flopsy.
I don't think Aerith would be able to physically without speaking to Flopsy.
To be joy, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, I see what you're doing. Right, okay. Go.
Hello.
Hello. How are you feeling?
I don't know.
There's a lot of turbulent things happening in your body right now.
I
Conflicting.
imagine like Aerith's kind of like shifting between all
Yes.
like, all the colors.
It's
like,
rainbow Rith.
Well, I'm related to the hags, so that's a revelation.
Really? I can't believe it.
Oh, yeah, you can't talk about it.
Flopsy just looks down.
I understand.
If it's any consolation, sorry.
Go, what were you going to say?
If it's any consolation, I wasn't lying to you just before. I know it probably isn't that good because I was trying to weasel and salad my way around it, but even hypothetically, if I couldn't tell you the truth, I would try my best not to outright lie to you, because we are friends, and I wouldn't want to do that.
Can I be honest with you, Flopsy?
Of the two of us, you're the most suited.
Your style is shit.
Thank you.
No, I
You
don't
look
like
a little bit.
Hmm.
Sorry, what was that?
I don't like being lied to either, so.
What exactly about it is shit, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, where do I even begin? None of your stuff matches. It's just not aesthetically pleasing. It seems like someone took your sense of fashion and threw it out the window. Like, I mean, seriously? Who combines a top hat with a orange and green striped cardigan? Like, you don't see that anywhere. Like,
So
come on, man.
mean.
You see it on me, don't you? I look like a fucking idiot.
Yes,
Flopsy is smiling.
but a lovable idiot. And Aerith is going to pull Flopsy into a hug, and I think that's probably when she goes into joy.
Nice. Let's get the spring
Flopsy
riff.
hugs back.
If it comes to anything else, don't hide it from me, all right? And
I'll try my best.
Unless you get like some big awful curse, and then you can't talk about it. But then try to be kind of subtle about it and be like, hey, there's something going on, but I can't actually tell you. So like da 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 da.
I don't know how powerful this hypothetical curse might be.
Fair. All right, well, sorry for making fun of your fashion. I mean, it is bad, but
No.
I could've said it nicer.
Thank you. Flopsy slowly takes the top hat off, turns and, like a showman throwing a top hat, tosses it into the fire.
Oh! Do I have to draw Flopsy without a fucking top hat on now?
Yes, you do. You've not drawn him in a while.
I know. Jesus.
That was just joking. He's going to walk up to the fire and clear his throat. Come one, come all. Come to the greatest show that Yon has seen in the last 5 minutes at least.
Whilst you were talking, meanwhile, we'll have a meanwhile with these lot, and then they'll come and join you. Okay, Holland, you walked over here to Archie and Octavia. Obviously, Gleam was already over here as well. Gleam was explaining that she does think it's best that everyone's honest with each other. That's the vibe. And then Holland came along.
Well, I always do try to be honest.
So, from what was depicted, what was true and what wasn't? And Octavia's like, I didn't say what that thing that it said. I know you say you believe me and stuff, and I think you probably do, but I'm just making it clear that I didn't actually say that. I did not call you a little bitch.
Well, I mean, in the right context.
She's like, her face is totally innocent, and then she kind of clocks it a little bit, and then she goes back to being serious, and she's like, so I did say that I hope that if you did get your love, I told you last night. That
I know.
Yeah.
And that's why I know.
Yeah. Yeah. So we don't need to worry about any of that stuff. I'm in the clear, right?
There was never any doubt.
And I saw. She looks over at Holland, and she's like, did you really take the doll, the teddy?
Oh yeah, what was that all about?
I've got it. I picked everyone's up. Just scooped up the whole thing.
Octavia looks with absolute glee at Archie, suddenly it's here. You didn't leave it behind.
I didn't leave it behind?
Well, you might have done, but she points at Holland. He's got it.
Oh, you little thief, Holland.
I couldn't help it. If you didn't want it, I wanted it.
No, I want it now. Give it to me.
Okay. Fake reluctantly hands it and reaches in his little bag, pulls it out. Here you go.
And it's this squishy little druid, plushy druid teddy.
Archie sort of just holds it in her hands and is sort of an immense sort of concentration as she looks into the black eyes of this teddy. Think I'll call you Gordon.
Gordon?
Oh, it's hard to think. Do you have any ideas? Right. Does anyone have any ideas for this teddy?
Cutie.
Archie.
Sweetie pie.
Sweetie pie?
Snuffleupagus.
Oh, I know just the name. Okay. This little guy is gonna be called Gordon. if the shoe fits, right?
Okay, if that's what you want to call him, then it's Gordon.
Gordon Cutie Pie.
Yeah. And
right.
Gordon and Goober can be best friends.
They can date if they want, but that's for them to decide. Okay.
You notice too, whilst it's in your hands, you don't feel anything.
Okay.
You know that this is it. As soon as you get that feeling of when you could look at it and hover your hand over them and find out which one's which. You know it's right there. All the potential's right there, ready to unlock.
Okay, so what have I got to do? Smoke it?
Wait, smoke it? Why would you have to smoke it?
Well, Holland smoked his pipe.
You smoked?
Yeah, I did.
He was allowed just that one time.
Okay.
Okay, what have I got to do? I gotta kiss
Maybe
it.
you have to like steal its heart.
Steal its heart?
I don't know if it's got your love in there.
Oh, I don't know about that. That might like bring back awful memories for Octavia. Maybe I'll hug it. Give it a hug.
How does this happen?
Oh, bloody no! Right, okay. Archie just like sort of awkwardly brings it into a hug, and then Gordon starts glowing, and fucking Archie's heart starts glowing, and light and music and like fucking all sorts of things come out, and then you see loads of horses galloping around.
Oh, yeah.
Aww.
Yeah, just like magical horses made of light, and some of them are even unicorns. And there's a Pegasus there, and then there's this one really big like horse, and it's prancing around, and you can see that it's kind of like doing a canter, like posing and everything, and you can see it's got glittery hooves, and it's got a big like it's got a cutie mark like a heart, and
Aww.
yeah, and Archie is just giving it a big old hug. Yeah.
Octavia's looking on in absolute wonder. Like she's got like her hands like on the ground, like as she's sitting. You know, like when you like put your hands on the floor, like, something's happening.
I
Gleam's like, well, this is awkward. I will go and join.
Do I need to go too? I can never tell.
No, I was just gonna say that I love most people here, and like squint at Gleam. Sort of like have a little squint at Aerith as well. Just like, she's kind of been acting up.
Oh wow, you can say it.
I can say
Aww.
it, and I can mean it.
Aww.
Yeah, Archie pulls in Holland for a hug, and then pulls in Octavia for a hug. But Archie's like blushing at just the opening of the arm.
Aww. Yeah, she's hugging you. She's hugging you both.
Oh, I know this is kind of cheesy, but like this is kind of like the first time in a long time, you know, that I've like loved myself.
Aww.
Oh wow.
But I've got a lot of love to give now, so I better start dispensing it. And I just sort of look at Octavia like I'm shaking slightly.
Octavia's literally like, you know, when you're so bewildered by something amazing that she's just like, okay, should we just like hug lots and lots?
Yeah,
she like looks around and like fucking she looks at Holland, she looks at Gleam, who's like she is watching. She looks at Flopsy and Aerith, she looks at Oogle, who by the way is like standing right behind Holland, just staring directly at you.
Aww.
She just grabs you and hugs you.
Oh.
Eladrin crafts some petals.
Aww.
Aerith like looks over to Flopsy. She currently has a block of rations that she's munched on, and she's like, "This shit's gold. You want some, Flopsy?" And she like hands blocks over to Flopsy.
I'm very much okay, thank you. He sniffs back a tear.
Shoot yourself. More for me.
When they're like hugging, Oogle like slowly closes his eyes and like turns his like fucking head away. Like when you approach Holland, he opens them back up, just looking at you. And he like side eyes them in sort of like a bloody hell sort of way.
You're telling me. Even though
hey,
he's like beaming.
Octavia.
Yeah.
Wait, I need to close my eyes. And then I close my eyes. Hey, Octavia.
Hmm.
Do you... Do you... do you... I can't say it, I'm just... Okay. Okay. Do you believe in love at first sight?
I probably, maybe. I don't know. I've never had it before. Maybe. I think I don't know.
I open my eyes.
No.
Well, I do.
she just laughs like in your not in your face like in a bad way, but just like laughs very openly at that, and like she puts both her hands on your shoulders and she just grabs you and pulls you towards her and kisses you.
Oh, give her a kiss. Yeah, it's like a long, like, romantic movie kiss.
Oh, yeah.
All the horses are still prancing around, and they're all just going like, ooh.
Yeah, and like her hands travel like up your neck and into your cheeks, like sort of to grab your entire face while she's kissing you. Like she's a big face toucher. Like, yeah, and she like runs her fingers that way through your hair and shit as she's kissing you. Like she's like she's devouring your head. Like. Like she's so into it. Ooglay literally like goes like flush in the cheeks and he's like like walks away, pushes past Holland.
Sexual
sit
Uber.
over here, yeah, fucking. And Amador's like, ah, finally. Oh, come here, Pollinella, and starts smooching Pollinella. And then Ooglay's like, ah! Yeah, he's just gonna like, he's gonna go and crouch in the corner and stick his arse up in the air with his head like low down in the rocks.
I'll just go over and whisper like violent things to it.
You see his tense shoulders. His tense shoulders start to relax with every like mutilating creature you describe.
Gleam.
Don't even think about it.
No. Hear me out. Hear me out. No. It's not like that, guys. It's not like that, all right? Okay. And she, like, wipes crumbs out of her mouth and, like, starts swinging her arms back and forth. And she's like, listen, Gleam, I know we probably don't see eye to eye. And, you know, we might not never date. But I just wanted you to know that a lot of the things you say are pretty smart, even if not everybody thinks so. I think so. And, you know, I hope that at the very least we can be friends. You're pretty swell. And a good dancer.
She laughs at the attempt to like have any level of riz. She sort of like smiles at you and she says, yes, just be aware that anything I assert, it's usually for the sake of efficiency and safety, and yes, I take my performance and art very seriously. So I didn't appreciate you saying that you wouldn't have to see me dance, to see me perform, because that is who I am. I take that very seriously.
I think you missed a key part of that. I don't have to see you perform to know that you're good at it.
Oh, but in
I
my
would
eyes,
absolutely love to.
In my eyes, you do, because that's who I am. So.
I would love to see you perform.
Well,
and she's like doing a little hop around Gleam.
Well, considering your invitations to Enderlins, I mean, I didn't receive one. I don't think there were only 4. I'm supposing she's referring to you, as you were the main characters in that performance. But,
well, you know what? Aerith's gonna rip her ticket in half.
Oh well.
And hand a half a piece. Now you're invited too.
Well, thank you. Perhaps then, if we are invited to Enderlins, we could perform as a sort of pretense, and then you could see me then. An undercover performance, if you will.
Oh, can I dress up as a sun?
I'd rather you didn't.
Okay, that's fair. Probably just brought up some sensitive memories.
Well, hopefully Glister will be there as well.
Jesus Christ, Octavia's eating Archie's face.
Yes, just don't look in that direction. You probably
That's just
best.
good.
Oh
It's a thumbs
God,
up.
it's quite like slobbery over there. Oh Jesus!
Mhm.
Get him, girl,
Yes.
slay.
Get him, girl, slide.
Octavia literally drags Archie like around the corner. Yeah, they're out of fucking
Aerith.
sight. They're out of sight.
Aerith whistles.
You don't know what they're up to.
You don't know what they're up to. Yeah. So anyway, Gleam is cheered up a little bit. Amador spotting that that Octavia take you away takes Paladin away too.
Amador takes you away.
Ugle, like, sort of, like, having calmed down, he, like, turns around to make sure everything's alright, and seeing the lack of PDA, he's like, oh.
Oh, bless him.
Yep. Just you and me, old pal.
It's so romance repulsed.
Those two think they could be on their own. Aerith's gonna fly and like hover upside down so that her head is like level with Holland and the rest of her body sticking straight up in the air. She's like, "Hi."
Okay, I thought that was going to a different place there. Boy
No,
or
this isn't
Aerith.
Spider-Man.
Boy, no.
Hello. What's going on?
I feel a lot better.
That's good.
You want to go flying real quick?
No, thank you. I kind of want to see
Darn.
Google. He's like freaking out.
Oh,
Ugle's looking nervously around just in case anyone else is gonna start smooching. Like he's like watching Flopsy and Gleam like with like sort of squinty eyes. Like, is this just what happens now? Like,
I don't think you have. I don't know if you can understand me, Ugly, but judging from your facial expression, I don't think Flopsy and Gleam are gonna kiss. She kind of looks back at him.
Ugle maintains a straight face at you now. Like he stopped squinting, but then he just looks at you with a really blank look. I don't know if everyone knows this, but Ugle can't understand what anyone's saying, like, at all, unless you're
Yes,
using
he
speak
can.
unless you're using speak with animals. Yeah, it's only because of his bond with Holland that he like can sort of know, like, as you would like train a dog, sort of thing, like how dogs can understand what things mean.
Oh, Holland and Ugly are so cute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So he does not know what words you're saying. He can't speak common. It's only in speak with animals that you can actually talk to him. He's just a normal owlbear.
Aerith kind of looks at him. He probably understood me. Flopsy, do you want to fly?
I'm okay for now. I'd rather watch you fly, if that's okay.
Aerith just
Flopsy looks
Peter Pans.
genuinely really happy at you.
Oh, yeah. Aerith's like Peter Panning in the sky, and Gleam sort of like looks up and like watches her, turns to Flopsy and goes, "She's rather exhausting, isn't she?"
We all are, aren't we? But yes, Aerith especially.
Wow!
You know, I am aware that it's quite difficult to be friends with me, but since you explained things to me, I've looked around and I do trust you all, even Aerith.
Gleam, look at us. All of us. You can't say that it's difficult to be friends with you. We are the weirdest group of people I think anybody could ever come across. But you know, that's why this is also fantastic. Flopsy is holding his hands up as if he's framing like a camera towards, obviously not Octavia and Archie anymore, but Aerith in the sky, Holland talking with Ugle, vaguely in the direction of Amador, and then Gleam and himself at the fire. I meant when I said the greatest performance in Yon. They've been watching us the whole time. They still are. I know they are. We destroyed everything that we thought could be watching, but that play showed everything right up until this moment. So I know you're watching, and I know you can hear me. And I know that you can see everything that's happening.
Lightning narrowly misses Aerith. in
Hey,
the
watch
sky.
it! Your big sister's coming to beat your ass. Like shakes her fist in the sky.
You can
That's
try
what
and
those
break us all you
sexual
want.
posters. Oh, glare.
Go on, Flopsy.
We've got love, we've got strength, we've got heart. And you know we have joy. Oh, we've definitely got joy. You can try and tear us apart, but look at us, you can see us. And I wouldn't have it any other way, because we... You know what? Yes, you were right. I can't wait for all of my friends to leave. I never said that, but I can't wait for it, because that means that we won. The only way that any of these people can leave is with 3 hags in the ground. And you're going to see us coming, and there's going to be nothing that you can fucking do about it. And he burns his waistcoat.
And he burns his waistcoat, and on
He's
that
fully
note,
stripped.
on that note, that is where we will leave tonight's session.
Such a good place.
What a fucking place to leave it. Excellent. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, that's where we'll leave it. What a fucking
Holy
session.
smackerel.
Jesus Christ. Oh, well, goodness gracious me. Oh, right. Well, after that, which I have titled the episode Gaslight Gatekeep. What is it? Gaslight Gatekeep Girlboss. And I do believe that I was quite prophetic in that titling.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Well,
Oh,
Jenna
wow.
House is quite prophetic.
Endlin Moongrave.
Hey.
Hey.
But thanks for watching Nat Wannabes. These videos are posted on our YouTube, so make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And today's Easter egg is: do you believe in hate at first sight?
Oh, well. Right, okay. Right, toodle pips, everyone. Bye.